good morning time, good afternoon time, good evening time, whatever the case may be in your part of the world. And yeah, it looks helter-skelter out here as usual when I'm working on some stuff. Anyway, let me show you what I discovered and a few differences between Kelly's and Savatons that are extremely important. And as I said, as far as I'm concerned, controller is a controller all day, every day. They all have the same inputs and outputs, same connections, and so forth. However, to make those connections, there are some few subtle differences that you should know ahead of time, so you won't get stuck like me waiting on ordering again something else that you need. Now, what I'm talking about here is the display. That won't stop me from setting up and powering up and wiring up this controller to the bike. However, it will stop me from hooking up the display. Now, check this out. First of all, Kelly controllers, instead of using a UKC1 like the Savatons are using, the new upgraded UKC1 controllers, and displays, the UKC1s, you know, those are new ones everybody's using with Savatons. I on the other hand, I don't use a UKC1. I have one or two or three of them laying around here, but I don't really like those UKC ones as far as how the display looks. Yeah, but anyway, let me show you something. What I was just about to say was Kelly controllers for the display, they want you to use a 760C. All right, now a 760C is not the display that the Onyx bikes have. Of course, I'm not going to remember what the model of that display that Onyx has on them right now, but a 760C is the same controller that I use on my bike, and I'll show you what they look like in a few seconds. But first of all, I wanted to show you this. All right, now this is the 760C that my buddy is going to be using on his Bomber bike. Like I said, I have a 760C that I'm using on my bike. Now, there are some differences in the 760C and the UKC1 as far as communication wise, and I'm going to show you them. It has obviously something to do with the harnesses as well. Now, check this out. My 760C, when I unplug it from the harness that goes to the controller, my 760C, yeah, kind of hard to see right now, but my 760C has the male side in, okay? Now, kind of weird, his 760C has the female side in. Come on, focus, damn it. Ain't got enough light out here, so it won't focus on it. But sure you can see that. What the hell? Let me switch. Hold on. Let me switch cameras. Yeah, okay. Now we're focused. All right, see that? His 760C has the female side. And let's go back to mine now that it will focus. Without enough light though. Yeah, mine has the male side. Okay. That's one. Alright. Two. The harness. Okay. Now, this is a harness. This is what most of us use for our Savatons, and what connects our displays. Now, like I said, my display has the correct in, and this is the harness that goes to the Savaton. it is a 5-wire, plugs into your Saviton. All right, now on the Kelly controllers, this particular Kelly anyway, I'm not sure if any of them are different, but on this Kelly, it has a 4-wire. Now right now I have the Bluetooth dongle plugged in, but the Bluetooth dongle is so you can use the app and you can program it. Okay, now if you wanted to use the display, you would use the Bluetooth dongle, program it, save the settings, then you would unplug the Bluetooth dongle and then plug in your wire harness that goes to your display. But here again, Kelly uses a 4-wire, Saviton uses a 5-wire, which is obviously the reasons why there are different communication parameters going on, and why let me tell you, let me go back and tell you something else. When I unlocked my Saviton controller, I couldn't unlock it using this 760C. I had to go and get my UKC1 and plug it up to unlock it, and that's because obviously it was utilizing that 5th wire on here. I think that may be CAN bus. I could be wrong, but it's some type of communication wire that talks to the controller. Now, once I unlocked my Saviton and set everything up, then I could go back and plug up my 760C. All right, now, like I said, I just like the way the 760C looks as opposed to the UKC1. However, those communication differences do make subtle changes, like the voltage is a little off, but I know what the difference is now. That doesn't really bother me, but I like everything else. Let me plug this back up so I can show you what the 760C looks like, and why I like it as opposed to the UKC1. Now, another thing that I'm gonna tell you guys about that I learned, and this is very important as well, because this deals with security. Now, a lot of times when you explain these things, you're not only showing, you know, the honest people some instructional knowledge, you're also teaching thieves as well. But it's best that we know these things too. Too bad I might be showing thieves, but at the same time, we need to know these things. Now, I don't use an ignition key as of right now, because when I put my bike together, I didn't have one, and I didn't have one at the time. I normally use the throttles that have the ignition key built into the throttle, so this one doesn't. And I didn't even get an ignition key after the fact, because I started using the password. Okay, let me show you. When you if you haven't used the password, when I power my display on, it's asking for a password. Okay, now hold on, let me put my password in. Okay, I put my password in, and it's going to turn the bike on. Now, I thought that was secure, needing a password. And by the way, that's what the 760Cs look like. And when you throttle up, as far as the speed, when your speed increases, there's a circle that wraps around and then closes here. Also on your power side, there's another circle that goes around as your power increases. And for one, I like the color combinations, and for two, I also like, if you notice, the assist levels 1 through 5 instead of 1 through 9 like Saviton, although you can program them 1 through 5. But it also has the 0 gear. While it's in 0, your display can be on, but you can accidentally whiskey throttle, or you know, somebody come up and accidentally whiskey throttle it. I like that feature as well. Okay, now back to the password. A thief that has this knowledge I'm about to tell you can turn your bike on by simply just having an extra display in his pocket. Now, had this UKC60 that my buddy has right here had the same connector, all a thief would have to do is unplug my display and plug his display up, and he could power my bike on. Because unfortunately the password is stored in the actual display, not in the controller, which is pretty stupid. You know what I mean? Like I said, that makes a thief. Like I have a couple UKC1s over there, and if I had a if somebody bought a bike to me and I didn't have the key for it, and I turned it on and it said password, and I couldn't power that bike up, all I would have to do is plug up one of my UKC1s, turn it on, and it wouldn't ask me for a password. Like I said, password is stored in the display. Alright, that's very important. You need to know that. Alright, so yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Few subtle differences between Saviton and Kelly, but significant nonetheless. As I said, you know, I haven't built or put together every type of bike in the world. I have a whole lot to, you know, to do as far as building different bikes, but basically, as I always say, they're all the same as far as the installation and wiring process, although some of them do require different components. Now, you know, I found that a little interesting that you needed to have a different wire harness, because I have a couple of these wire harnesses that go to Savitons, and just about, not just Savitons, just about any other controller, like the Ryzen Sun controller. They use the same type of displays. I have a couple other Chinese controllers. The Frank his Chinese controller had the same wire harness. Even some of the factory e-bikes, they still have the same display harnesses. Mostly all of the controllers that I've ran across up until now use the same type of wire harness for the display. It has only been until now that installing this little Kelly, I noticed that they had those subtle differences, but those differences right now are hindering me from completing this build tonight and, you know, putting it all together, because I gotta wait until we get another one of these Kelly harnesses. So I found that sort of interesting, and I wanted to, you know, let you guys know that. And yeah, just in case you happen to be buying a Kelly display. Not only that, the fact that he ordered this Kelly controller, then ordered the display from the same company where he got the controller, you would have thought they would have known that he, yeah, obviously needed this wire harness. But they did not send it. This is the box that it came in, and yeah, no harness. So that's that. Alright, y'all, that's just a little bit of info. Man, it's hot as balls outside. I'm going on the inside, man, up in some AC. I just ran out here to you know, put one of these little connectors on this Kelly, and I did that for the hall sensors. So put one of the little ends on for the hall sensors, and I'm gonna have to take this other one off right here. I started taking it off, cutting it off. I have to put power and ground on here, and I have another little two terminal connector, so we can remove these big old dumb connectors that Kelly uses. I hate them damn things, man. When you got to run these wires through holes and stuff, you got 3 of these big dumbass block connectors. Now obviously they think they're worthwhile and easier, but to me they're a headache, and you know, they're a pain in the ass, and you have to get adapters and all that. So my buddy decided he didn't want to use those connectors. Long as he had connectors that he can plug and unplug, he was good. So yeah, that's where we're at with that. But yeah, we out here hot as balls, missing that big old group ride up in NY right now. Hating on that a little bit, a little jelly. But I'll check out the guys' videos later on. For y'all, deuces, y'all know what it is. Crisscross and Wise, Crooked Finger Production. Peace, we out. What it do, E-World? Crisscross and Wise here. And yeah, I forgot my intro, but it's all good. This is going to be a quick one. Yeah, I'm out here in the shop late night because that's when it's nice and cool. So I'm going to get back on my vampire status, and we'll be up working all times of the night, and probably sleeping in the day. But it is what it is. Anyway, by the way, man, I've been checking out this gaming. I'm not a gamer, but I love driving, racing, all that kind of stuff, man. And yeah, I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to get me a very nice gaming system, well, computer, whatever I need to race on. And I'm going to get the whole sim set up with the steering wheel, the chair that moves, all that good stuff, man. I've been watching that stuff, man. That looks like so much fun. You know, you put that VR headset on, man, and you're racing. You're in race world. Now, this one is kind of cheesy, but one I was looking at earlier, man, was amazing. Anyway, back to this stuff. I just want to give a heads up out there for anyone that may happen to be buying a Kelly controller to use on anything. Now, my buddy is he was interested in using a Kelly controller because of its form factor. They're very small and compact, and they pack a lot of power. So you know, he's using it on this lightweight bomber build. And yeah, you want to make everything just about as small and compact as possible on this bike. And I've heard so many people in my comment section talking about, man, there's no way I buy that bike because you can't put a battery, a decent battery on it with any kind of range. Well, maybe you couldn't do that, but we've managed to put, and yeah, that's an Onyx battery. That is a 23 amp hour Onyx battery that we're putting in this bike, that came with a 10 amp hour little teeny battery that couldn't get any range at all. But that's a whole nother video. You can go and check that one out, where we removed the Onyx battery from the hard case and you know, made it smaller so it can fit in that frame. Anyway, the next big thing is, if you ever buy a Kelly controller, do not buy it from Onyx, because they are taxing people very heavily and not giving people what they want. Now, my buddy bought this controller from Onyx, this 7230, and they sent it to him, first of all, with the wrong display. This display does not work with this controller. For one, it has the reverse connector on it. It has the female side, and they don't even give you a harness that can use that connector, for one. And even if they did give you the harness, this controller will not work. I mean, this display will not work with this controller. It is completely the wrong one. And guess what? Onyx charged $500 and some for this 7230. Yeah, it's supposed to be pre-flash, you know, with the software on it, everything pre-programmed, pre-tuned, whatever. But so what? We don't need that. But yeah, 500 and some bucks, when you could buy that same controller from Alibaba. Yeah, it may take a few weeks, but it wasn't really long at all. I wouldn't say it was long, maybe 3 weeks and some change. But whatever. If you buy it from Alibaba, you can get it for half the price. Half the price. I think he spent like 250 bucks from Alibaba. Not only that, they give you the right connectors so you can do whatever you want to do. You can convert those big old crazy connectors they have. You can convert those. They also give you another assortment of all types of connectors. You can mod this controller to fit on whatever you want it to fit on. They give you the hardware to do it, and they give you the right display. A display with the right harness that goes with their controller. As you can see, the connectors actually match up, and this display is meant for this controller. Not only that, they give you the harness so you can use the Bluetooth dongle as well, which we have here. So that was the reason why we had to put this build on hold. You know, my buddy likes to keep everything stock as is as far as the connectors. He wants to be able to unplug and plug it back up, at the same time keeping his warranty on this stuff. So if there's an issue, he can send it back, yada yada yada. While meanwhile, Onyx on the other hand won't even take this thing back because it's been over 30 days, so we're stuck with it. But we're going to make some use out of it. But like I said, I'm posting this video to try to save you guys from making the same mistake. You know, when you don't know, you don't know. This was our first dealing with Kelly. My first dealing, I didn't actually deal with him at all. You know, I'm only witnessing what my friend is going through, you know, by using this Kelly controller. So yeah, bought that one from Onyx. Onyx shafted him, and it is what it is. So he did a little bit more homework and got this one from Alibaba with everything he needed for half the price. So yeah, I just want to tell you guys that so you don't make a costly mistake as we did. Although it doesn't matter, my homeboy, he's big money grip, so small thing to a giant. But this could be very detrimental to someone else. So yeah, just know that. Alright guys, that's it. Take it easy, take care. We gonna get busy now. So yeah, the next video will be us installing this stuff on this bike, and we should be ripping this thing real soon.